All right, everyone, the Federal Reserve is now admitting what most of us unmedicated people said at the beginning of the year. You remember when they told the lie over and over, don't worry, the inflation is transitory. The idea was 3 or 4 months go by, it reverses, it goes back to normal. Well, the Federal Reserve, which has every reason to want to be optimistic, it wants to keep the grift, the fleecing of America going, print the funny money, lots of investment, poof, magical money just appears from thin air in the form of zeros and ones, and the Federal Reserve is happy because all of its partners and owners, they make a huge amount of money, all the hedge fund manager types. They want that free money flowing. To be clear, these people don't want an economic collapse. There are some people saying, well, Biden wants to collapse the economy. No, he doesn't. The economy collapses, investors lose a lot of money. They lose a lot of money domestically. They can't swing that around and invest in other countries either. They don't want that because if the U.S. economy went into death spiral and China wasn't be able to sell all of its cheap shit, then all of their investments in Asia would dry up too. No, they don't want that. They want to keep the monetary grift going. So when the Federal Reserve comes out, countermands what they were lamely saying now almost a year ago, hey, it's transitory, don't worry about it. Well, we knew that wasn't the case, but you had no admission from an official source. But you've already had 3 different instances where Biden's very, very sunny, sort of put on a happy face shtick has been called out. The first was Janet Yellen. When Janet Yellen came out months ago and said, well, the inflation will probably be around until the middle of the second quarter of next year. By the way, that's getting dangerously close to when the midterms start heating up, so that wouldn't be good. It looks like the Federal Reserve is expecting, no, it might be further than that. Maybe it's around for 4 years. Look, he just passed another inflationary bill, the infrastructure bill so-called. That's going to be part of it. The first massive stimulus so-called, the funny money throwaway that Biden enacted in the dawn of his presidency is one of the reasons why the inflation is considerably higher. You might expect 5.0 or 4.5. It's above 6 right now. That's because of his initial stimulus. That inflation is kicking in now too, not just the regular Biden inflation. In a few more months, you'll start to see the early rumblings of the inflation from the infrastructure bill. And now to cap it off, they're trying to pass Build Back bullshit. Now, it looks like that may be DOA in the Senate. If they don't decide to, if Manchin refuses to budge on the filibuster, it's not clear they have enough Republicans to jump over and vote for it. And get Romney, and a couple of Murkowski or Collins or whatever, I don't know that they have the votes for it. I think that they'll fall 1 or 2 short, which is a good thing. If it does pass, then you have even more inflation, and it'll be hitting right around the time of the midterms. So Democrats, be really careful what you wish for with regards to the passage of Build Back Better. Just take the L on it, leave it alone, do what Obama did during his presidency and Trump did during his and every other president before. Just accept defeat and move on. Try to find something meaningful to do. No, wait. President's Joe Biden. I don't think it's in the cards for us right now. Now they're admitting that it's not transitory. And then you also had Citi that came out, last month saying, well, it won't peak until February. Well, that's really nice because transitory inflation should have peaked in like June or July and already been gone by now. So, I mean, the term was stretched to the point of no return from the get-go. The term transitory would not be generally understood by the average person, even a person who understands at least a little bit of economics like I do, as opposed to not even being able to add and subtract and multiply and divide. With even a cursory understanding, you wouldn't attach that term, associate it with inflation that's lasting for a year or more. You would expect that to be used for like a bump of 4 months, maybe 5 or something. That's probably the cutoff in the terminology. That's not what they're doing. So now even the most optimistic shitheads within our bizarre and extremely rigged economic system are agreeing, it's not transitory, guys. You're going to have to deal with higher prices and wages lagging far behind that inflation for the foreseeable future. So basically, we're back in Jimmy Carter territory. Now, the inflation hasn't hit double digits yet, although the price increases on certain things are definitely in that direction. We have a presidency right now that is so stupid, but also so and strategically inept, but also so desperate, I would argue, that they're trying to say that through the DCCC, with their self-owning meme the other day. Hey, gas prices are down 2 cents. Thanks, Joe Biden. And then you look at the longer chart and you see it's very, very temporary, and the amount of oil that he freed up from the strategic reserves isn't going to do anything for more than a short period of time. They're trying to argue that it's moving in the right direction. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, there is. When Biden resigns or is removed from office, and Kamala probably too, possibly after the midterms or when his term ends, that's when the light's at the end of the tunnel. When Biden is no longer the president and the republic is restored to some semblance of proper function. We have seen under Joe Biden no leadership. Not just bad leadership, none. No attempt to fix the border. Has he ever told Kamala the borders are, hey, you need to visit the border now? Almost a year belated. Has he done anything? He says on TV and on live stream and on a goddamn tweet, well, we're doing all we can to massively lower the oil prices. What specifically have you done? Don't just sloganeer, back it up with some observation of your actual behavior. What steps did you take? None. I freed up strategic oil reserves. 2-cent drop in oil. Maybe it'll go down another cent. Apparently, your Christmas this year will cost 2 cents less than it otherwise would have. It cost me 10 cents less to drive to Grandma's house this winter. Yay! My wages are worth half of what they were last year because of massive inflation, bordering on stagflation. Now, you have no positive markers. Nobody took the term transitory seriously. The legacy media didn't even believe it while it was peddling that fucking term. I think even some of the Democrats got tired of hearing it myself. That's about all. Peace out.